Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of this video, it is a little different to what I usually post here, which is normally like fitness, health and fitness, personal training, workouts, workout along with me, debunking health and fitness myths, vegan stuff. But today I'm going to be talking about COVID-19 and getting a positive COVID-19 result myself and my household, which is my parents that I live with and have been living with since March. We have all tested positive from COVID. We all have lots of symptoms. And this is just going to be a quick video telling you about the symptoms I've been experiencing, how my parents have been handling it. So yeah, do just follow along. If I do stop to cough or just like catch my breath, what can you expect? Yeah. Last Sunday I was KO. That's when the symptoms truly hit me. I was fatigued, I felt nauseous, I had a very sore throat, I had a headache, I had sinus pain. I was just KO, knocked out. This is coincidentally also the same day that London went into tier 4, so I couldn't go to work anyway if I wanted to. Actually, further to this, I received a notification on the Track and Trace app saying that I had been in contact with someone who tested positive, so I needed to self-isolate for 10 days anyway. So that's what I did. But yeah, it just so happened to be that that was the day I just felt so rubbish. I actually felt like garbage. I was so poorly. I just was on the sofa all day, was in bed. I think I managed like 2 bowls of soup that day, and I just had this horrible pain in my neck and in my throat, and the back of my throat was so red and scratchy, which isn't totally out of the norm for me. I did get like chronic throat infections for like the last 2 years, probably, since working on the cruises. That is what we kind of put it down to, was like the grueling work schedule, the kind of like confined spaces, enclosed recycled air, stuff like that. So yeah, I just was like, this is horrible. Timeline of events: mum then got a headache, sore throat, lost her voice-ish, and she got a fever, pretty bad actually. And at this point I hadn't got a fever, I'd only have had like a slightly high temperature, so like in the 37s. I'd never hit 38. Mum was hitting 38. So I don't want to go too into like my parents' symptoms because that's their story if they choose to tell it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, KO. In bed all morning. I only started coughing really on the Wednesday, which is when our postal tests came in the post. We did postal for 2 reasons. 1, we were tier 4, so we didn't really want to have to leave the house. And 2, the closest one was like 60 miles away, which none of us at this point, none of the 3 of us were up to driving. Just our bodies were aching, joint pain, the fever still hadn't hit me, hit my parents, but I just had a slightly high temperature. The redness in my throat was so horrible. At this point, I hadn't noticed any changes in my taste and smell. Fast forward to Christmas Day. It was so sad. Christmas Day, which is like a day of like food and yumminess and alcohol and things. I was knocking back the Prosecco as if it was water. I could not tell it was alcohol. And I was like, oh no, here we go. By Christmas lunch, I couldn't taste really. I could taste like, I'm vegan, so we had like a full vegan roast dinner. I could taste it was like vegan meat. I could taste that it was that, but it just had no taste to me. Potatoes had no taste. Gravy had no taste. I was really sad. Kept knocking back the alcohol, and by the evening I was like, I'm just going to test this out. I'm going to start like sniffing alcohol bottles and see if I like make a face. Nothing. Gin, tequila, brandy. I was sniffing it, like getting it all up in my face. Absolutely nothing. Oh, I was so sad. So yeah, Christmas evening I was crawling in bed by 9. It was great. The cough is like such a short, sharp cough. It does absolutely nothing. Boxing Day was when I got like the pinnacle of my symptoms. So I guess it was like almost 7 days after I first started feeling bad. The tightness in my chest was horrific. I had it a little bit on the 23rd leading up to Christmas, and I was like getting out of breath doing like really remedial things. Love that for me. Yeah, by the Boxing Day, oh my gosh, my chest was so tight. I even still cannot take a deep breath. I can take a breath, but it's like a deep one, but it's like a struggle, if that makes sense. Like I don't have such crippling pain, but I do feel like it's a bit of vice-like in my ribs and like in between my ribs, so like my intercostals, PT knowledge, whatever. I found myself getting out of breath, getting dressed, have a shower. I feel like I'm getting out of breath now just talking. This is so bad. And honestly, from the 26th till today, I have been in bed till 1 p.m. I'll then have a smoothie and some porridge. My taste is slowly coming back. The most bizarre thing was that I was still getting hungry. So I was like, my body's clearly needs energy to like fight this thing. But everything was just bland. I could taste if something was salty. In fact, I started craving salty. Makes no sense. But then I got such an intense dry mouth, even though I'm literally drinking like probably 3 or 4 litres a day. I'm having tea, I'm having Lemsip. I get this dry mouth, I get this like, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at myself. I get this like weird feeling around my mouth that it's just so dry. By about 3 days after, so by about the Wednesday when I started coughing, I also noticed I had a rash on my feet and on my hands, and I had these like marks around my mouth, which is what led me to think it could be something else, because I'd never really heard of that. But then my friend Hayley got the same symptoms of the rash, and I was like, and she's obviously tested COVID positive as well. Her video, I'll leave it in the link below, bio below. I got this weird rash on my feet, like I could run my finger along it and you just feel like hundreds of like tiny bumps on my foot. I was getting it a bit on the fronts of my legs and on my knees. It was weird. I still kind of have it on my foot, but it's like not a visible one, it's like a feeling one. If I feel it, it's like bumps. I've just taken off my sock. Yeah, you can't see a thing. Oh, but it's there, trust me. Not itchy or anything, but it's just annoying. Muscle pains, muscle aches, the cough, the out of breath, the chest tightness, those, and the headache. Oh, it's like a vice, like helmet headache. I've honestly literally just like slept and watched TV, tried to do some work, tried to read, my eyes hurt. Weird. Oh, I'm getting like out of breath, this is so horrible. So 2 things I know people will probably wonder is, 1, was I irresponsible when I was at work and that's what's led to me doing it? Absolutely not. We were always wearing masks, always sanitizing, always cleaning, always keeping our distance. We would wear gloves, like we'd wear just like woolly gloves, but it just meant that it would really reduce the contact between us and guests. At the gym, we were cleaning everything with like Ultra AX, and we'd always keep our distance, and it would just be very, very minimal touching. And if it was, we'd be sanitizing our hands, and personal training, it's anyway. Second thing I know people will be wondering is, do I have any underlying health conditions? And I'm sure if you've been on this channel before, you will see that I did have cancer in 2015. So we are coming up to, and then I was certified cancer free in 2016. So next summer I will be 5 years cancer free. So you could say something to do with that. I also am living with a thyroid condition, but the British Thyroid Foundation have said that it doesn't put us necessarily at any higher risk, but obviously there's like literally no research into all this, and as they get more information they'll let us know. But I guess in the respect of living without an organ, being on hormone replacement therapy for the rest of my life, thyroid is a lot to do with like your immune system and your energy levels and things like that. So I guess that could put me at a higher risk, but I never received a letter from the government saying I need to shield or anything. So there's that. I'm vegan. I take very good care of my health. I run half marathons. I run every day. I do yoga every day. I have like smoothies and supplements and all that good stuff. I walk 12 to 20,000 steps a day. I honestly, just this November in the last lockdown, completed a 5k a day challenge, easily averaging under 27 minutes for my 5k. Here's me like flexing. This is me trying to say I'm like fit, so it doesn't matter if you're fit, it will still get you. Third question, I have no clue if this is like the new strain that is here in the UK. They can't tell you that, but I will also quickly touch on my experience with the NHS track and trace app and phone calls. The website is highly confusing, very time consuming, and if like me you were living like a relatively normal life and going to work, going to the shops and things, doing your Christmas shopping, you have to fill in like everywhere you've been for the last week before you got symptoms, which I understand totally why they're doing it, but I'm just letting you know that it's quite time consuming. The app also does not link up with whatever is going on the website. My app is saying one date to stop self-isolating. The phone calls I've been having is saying another. The phone calls I've received two. Yeah, I've received two. Just tell them about your symptoms, tell them what's going on. And that is pretty much what's going on. They don't really tell you how to stop the symptoms or like feel better. Obviously I was taking ibuprofen, paracetamol, Lemsip and like a decongestant. Has it worked? Has it not? I don't know, but I just know that it is now the 23rd. Oh my gosh, it's the 30th. I first had my symptoms 10 days ago. My brain is not functioning. This is fun. This is the longest I've used my brain in 10 days. So yeah, I haven't been able to move out of bed. I haven't closed my Apple rings. I feel like garbage. I think it probably shows in this that my energy is not in the usual place. I am also wearing a lot of makeup to like hide the almost just blackness of my skin. So yeah, I've still been eating, which is great. Things don't taste right, but I've been having like soups and bagels and just calories basically, just because my body is tired. If you have any questions at all, do leave them in the comment section below. Does this make me look less sick? I don't know. Yeah, leave them in the comments down below. I will endeavour to answer any. This is just my personal experience with coronavirus, COVID-19, my personal experience. How about you? Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I can do an update video in like a week or so. Hopefully I feel better in like a week or so, because this is getting really boring. If not guys, stay well. I hope you're all feeling positive and testing negative. Ironic. But yeah, take care. Bye.